Hello, my name is Forrest Singletary, and this is my ET-255 project. First, let's go over the energy requirements we determined from our preliminary interview over the phone. I can tell that you're eager to offset your energy consumption and reach a net zero energy lifestyle. Well, thanks to your energy efficient devices and relatively small household size, your energy needs are pretty small to begin with, even before you take into account your 5 kilowatt solar system. Month to month, you use about 852 kilowatt hours monthly. That equates to approximately 10,224 kilowatt hours annually. Factoring in your 5 kilowatt solar system and accounting for energy loss due to conversion rates from this energy, you need about 3,700 kilowatt hours a year on the liberal estimate to supplement your lifestyle from wind, biomass, or microhydro to achieve your net zero goal. Our first option is biomass. There are tons of incentives for this, such as the Rural Energy for America program, also known as REAP. Additionally, there is the NC Green Power incentive. While there are incentives, I don't really take you as a farmer, and there are extensive time commitments and cost prohibitive figures that are associated with this option. If you were to go down this route, I would recommend dairy anaerobic digestion. The byproducts of this method could aid in keeping the operation self-sufficient, such as utilizing the manure for hay fertilizer. However, because your energy requirements are low, I cannot recommend this method because of the significant cost and overhead associated with this method, not to mention all the lost time. Plus, you really wouldn't be making that much money back from the bovine production to offset this monumental cost. The amount of milk and beef produced from these bovine probably be just for personal use. Our next alternative would be wind power. While this does sound enticing, North Carolina has very limited areas where residential wind would make sense, and in places where it does, there are regulations put in place to prevent wind turbine development, such as the NC Ridge Law. Furthermore, wind turbines are extremely cost prohibitive, as displayed in the chart below. As you can see, this is what I mean when I say North Carolina is not conducive to residential wind power, except for the coast and mountains, both of which have laws preventing this form of development. Finally, our saving grace, the microhydro system. This system has many benefits, including being essentially a fire and forget system in terms of maintenance. Plus, you can barely see it, unlike cows or a turbine. This would add to perceived property value, and it would just add to the day-to-day aesthetics of living in the mountains. And that brings me to my next point. Welcome to your new home, Yancey County. Because of its low population, it has associated low property taxes and plenty of room for development. Furthermore, the county encompasses the Cane River and its associated streams. Hydro has been in the area before, so a permitting process already exists within the county. Plus, extreme elevation differences results in a high head speed. What that basically means is that because the area is so steep, water can travel into your system at a higher rate of speed, which in layman's terms means more energy produced and more lights kept on. So to determine this head size, a technician would utilize a hose and a PSI gauge. The technician would run a hose from the source that we would decide to minimize, wildlife detriment and to reduce maintenance costs associated with cleaning out sediment, cleaning out leaves, all that business. So once we determined the source to where your house would be and where your turbine would be, PSI would be measured. 1 PSI would account for 2.31 feet of head. And here is the calculation for the max potential of power that could be produced, followed by the materials and equipment needed to implement this system. And here is a diagram depicting the microhydro system. And finally, everyone's favorite part, costs. Note the relative inexpensiveness and the fact that, in most cases, an excess of energy would be produced. Plus, you could reduce your overhead costs associated with this system by only purchasing a new inverter to begin with and utilizing your existing battery infrastructure from your solar system, and you could then upgrade your batteries over time with your energy saving revenue. In conclusion, I believe you should utilize a microhydro system because of its relatively low upfront cost and maintenance, and because of the small amount of energy you need supplemented. Plus, your solar system could work in tandem with the microhydro system by producing increased energy in droughts, with your hydro system picking up the slack on cloudy and rainy days. As always, things can go wrong, things can break, and I recommend still being attached to the grid for emergencies. Plus, you could utilize your microhydro system to supplement periods of increased heating or cooling costs with the excess energy that this system could provide. So that concludes my Capstone project. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.